In today's age, we're constantly forced in having this tough decision on navigating through tough decisions. And the topic I'm going to be discussing today is which diet is best for me. Raise your hand if you've ever contemplated or actively in a diet today. Okay. Well, today I'm going to be discussing two of the common dieting trends today, keto versus paleo. I'm going to go over the history of both of those two diet trends. I'm going to transition into the differences or overview of the two, and then I'm going to talk about the differences. The objective of this speech is hopefully by the end of this presentation, I would have equipped you guys with enough information over history, differences, and overview so that you can make an educated decision over which diet might be best for you. So a little bit about the history of the keto and the paleo diet. The roots of the Paleolithic and ketogenic diet dates back nearly 90 years, with an Arctic traveler who had a theory about an all-meat and plant-based diet. The traveler's name was V. Stefanso, and V. Stefanso was convinced that the Arctic's diet, which consisted of mostly meats and fruits, or meat and fish, held significance for future dietary research. He reported that the Arctic diet, which consisted of roughly 90% meat and 10% from the carbs, he believed that if he adopted that diet as well, he wouldn't have any significant health-related problems. So he began his research in 1928. V. Stefanso and his colleague, Dr. Anderson, eliminated all plant foods, including starchy and sugary foods, from their diet. Around 80% of their diet was animal fat, and 20% consisted of protein. And there were no vitamins or minerals allowed within this specific diet. Transitioning to the overview of the paleo and the keto diet. The paleo diet, which a lot of people refer to as the caveman diet, is based on the principle that eating foods that were available to the early Arctics or people within that era, that it promoted optimal health. Because you were eliminating all of the different foods, like processed foods and things like that, you're only focusing on meats and veggies. So the paleo, they eliminated grains, legumes, processed sugars, and also most sources of dairy from their diet. Now you probably ask yourself, okay, now eliminating all these things, what can they actually have? So the paleo diet consisted of meat and fish, eggs, fruits and nuts, veggies, except for corn because that is a grain, selected fats, and it was minimally processed sugars. So transitioning from the paleo to the keto diet. The keto diet is an eating plan that focuses on controlling your macronutrients, the macronutrients of the distribution of your meals, to shift it from fat to energy in order to keep your energy, And so one of the two common bonuses from the keto diet is that it can help you, number one, control your blood sugar control. And then two, it's very commonly known that if you adopt this keto diet, that it helps you lose weight. So those are two of the common things within the keto diet. The keto focuses on more of the calories from protein and fats, and not just from carbohydrates. And so a person on a keto diet consumes 70 to 80% of their sources of food from fat, 20 to 25% is going to come from protein, and then the remaining 5 to 10% is actually going to come from carbs. So a person on a keto diet cannot get their carbs from grains or legumes. It must come from a keto-friendly vegetable or a small batch of fruits. So transitioning into some of the differences between the paleo and the keto diet. So one of the key differences between the paleo and keto diet is the ideological message behind the two. So the paleo diet focuses more so much and it places a heavy emphasis on the lifestyle around the dieting patterns. So you're not just worried about what you're consuming, but it's also placing an emphasis on your exercising, what are you doing outside of that. So they place an emphasis on the specific type of exercises that you should be doing. And one of the key exercises that they want you doing to incorporate to maximize on his diet is more high energy, limited rest, which we refer to as HIIT workouts, high intense, high interval training. And so, paleo, like I mentioned earlier, they don't place an emphasis on macronutrients like keto does. They place a heavy emphasis on the lifestyle. While keto only requires you, and this is really the key difference between the two, paleo doesn't focus on macronutrients and they focus on the lifestyle. Keto really only focuses on the foods that you eat, because you have to stay within a certain amount of range between your carbs, your proteins, and your fats. And so, just to go over why you should possibly consider these two diets. So the ketogenic diet, as I referenced earlier, is characterized by its high fat and low carb content. It can be effective for weight loss and blood sugar control, which I spoke about earlier. The paleo diet emphasizes eating whole foods that are available to the early humans to promote optimal health. So while both diets provide added benefits to them, one focusing on the foods and one focuses on where you're getting your sources of energy, it's up to you guys to really make that decision on which diet is best for you. If you think about it, we only can work out so much. And it's a phrase where I'm not sure where it comes from, but when you're working out and like when you're dieting, 95% of it is based off your diet, and only 5% comes from working out. You can work out as hard as you want and not receive the benefits as you would if you were to eat healthy or eliminate certain foods from your diet. So hopefully by the end of this presentation, I was able to equip you guys with not only the history of the diets, the differences and overview, but enough information for you guys to make educated decisions on whether or not, number one, dieting is best for me, and then if so, which diet trend between these two, between paleo and keto, might be best for me. Thank you.